I did not notice that my hair was super puffy. So, this video, I am going to tell you of my proposal to a better world. So, I'm going to give you a backstory first of my personal experience first. During quarantine, back in 2020 of May, I personally was going through a lot. It was the end of my senior year. That was crazy in its own form. I was just going through a lot. I was going through a lot personally, financially a little bit, educationally, mentally. I was just going through a lot. Everything in life ends up messing with you mentally. And I don't think people internalize that. I think people hear it and I think people can be like, oh yeah, and agree with it, but I don't think they internalize it. And that's why I'm going to propose this plan, because I think people need to internalize how important our mental health and the world around us, their mental health, is to the planet. Because we're talking about global warming and we're talking about climate change and everything. People have been talking about this for a long time, and if people would have listened the first time, the second time, the millionth time that someone was talking about it, we wouldn't be probably where we are now. But we are here where we're at now because we did what we did. The world did what it did. So, how many times have you heard people talking about mental health? How many times have you heard of people killing themselves, committing suicide because of their mental health? How many times have you or a friend contemplated ending your life, set the term, I'm going to KMS, and it's just a normal thing. It's just a normal thing for people to feel this way. It shouldn't be normal. It's not normal, first of all. And during COVID in 2020, the quarantine, when we were out of school, everyone was out of school, we were supposed to stay in the house. And if you really didn't have a reason to go out the house, you weren't supposed to go out the house. You were supposed to have coloring books, puzzles, all of these things that would keep you sane and occupied inside of your house, around your family, your household anyway. That is what I feel like the whole world needs. I feel like that was the most important time of this whole entire COVID experience. I haven't had COVID. In December 2019, I was really sick though, but I don't think I went to the hospital. I didn't. But I'm here now, so I got over it. Unless we're in some type of manifest thing, of course, and something happened. But we don't know. Well, whatever. So, it was the most important time because it was the worst time. At that time, as I was going through it, it was the worst time of my life. It was so horrible. I just didn't know. I just didn't know why anything that was going on, and I didn't know how to deal with it. But as we see, I am here where I am now. And if you watch my videos, I was that person that made all of those videos. But now looking back at it, it was the most amazing thing that ever could have happened to me. Wow. At the time of when it was happening, it was very stressful. It was very going against the grain type of rebellion, kind of. But it made me who I am today and who I will become in the future. And I have all faith in myself and my future self that it will be perfect. It will be amazing. Awesome, because I am now, because I got my mental health together. The start of getting my mental health together was like hell, but I needed it to happen. And since quarantine was going on, I had the space and the opportunity to go through everything I was going through, to mentally process everything I was going through, to heal from what I was going through, and then afterwards too, make a game plan of what was going to go on next, even though the game plan wasn't God's plan. So, of course, my game plan didn't work out. But having a step and having a plan is better than not having an eye for what you kind of want, because that plan that you end up making is letting God and the universe know that you're getting ready, that you're going to be ready for whatever they're going to throw at you. And you're going to be mentally, like I'm saying, mentally prepared to adjust to things, how it's going to happen, because you're planning for change. So when the change happens, whether it's the change that you planned or not, you're going to be ready for a change. And mentally, being mentally ready for a change is the best thing that can ever happen. And that's why I feel like the whole world, but we're in America, so, we're going to make little steps. America needs a resurrection plan. The resurrection plan that I'm proposing is, at first I was like, oh, a mental health day, but what I went through was not a day, and no real progress is going to happen in a day. A month, I was like, oh, a month. My personal journey, it started and continued, and the big things happened, yes, in a month, but the healing process of those big things happening took until like now. And so that's a little over a year. It didn't take a year for me to start understanding what I was going through and to cope with what I was going through and to heal from past things that I had been through. No, it did not take me a year. But at the same time, I was 18 years old. I'm 19 now. There's 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, every single age that has trauma, every single age that has experienced something in their life that really traumatized them. And that's basically what I'm talking about. We're owed this. Having to worry about, oh, I got to go to work and I can't pay bills, or my family can't eat, or I can't pay the light bill, the water bill, those kind of stressful things that people have to go through right now, even though it's kind of subsided a little bit, but those kinds of things right now and even in the future, that is not what we should be focusing on. And if the government and if America and all of the people like celebrities, all the people that have money don't want people to continue, that are lower class than them, to continue to think that they are the bad people and that they're trying to kill us and ruin us and, hurt us and enslave us. Because at the moment, I kind of feel like we're in modern day slavery. The fact that a human being created the money system and that we're going off of a money system that another human being creates and other human beings profit off of, and it's hurting other people and it's ruining other people's mental health, it's ruining a lot of things. And if you do not understand how it's ruining people's mental health, then you need to take a look around at America. And if you're one of those people who are just very privileged and who have got their stuff together, because I'm not saying that, people who are rich didn't earn to be where they're at, because they definitely did. Same way when I get that way, I definitely have been working hard. I've definitely been through a lot. I've definitely went through and gone through and overcome a lot. And rather other people understand or see that is their problem, not mine, because I know what I've been through. God knows the journey that we just took together, what I'm talking about, this mental health stuff, like, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot, and it takes all of the energy you have inside of you, especially when you never were taught or were given the opportunity to understand yourself and to understand your mind and how your brain works and how healthy you need to be mentally and spiritually to even prosper in this world, to do great things. We need to be at our best. Like, we cannot be pouring from cups that are empty. We can't give you anything worthwhile if what we have isn't even worth it. Like, it's not. That's why people have these mental illnesses and issues. And I am totally against putting people into mental hospitals and giving them pills, getting diagnosed with these mental illnesses and getting diagnosed pills. From my personal experience, though. So there could be people on the planet, oh yeah, my ADHD pills, they help me or whatever. And that's, that's them. That's their story. That's their story. And I'm glad that their pills help them. But for a lot of people who have these so-called mental illnesses, it's not something that a pill can fix. And that's because it's mental health. Mental health, we have to be able to work through it. And that's why I'm saying, as a country, we need a shutdown. And we can let the shutdown happen in the most horrible way, and a stock market crash, and we're in a Great Depression, and people are, hungry and going through all of these things, and it turns into some chaotic, apocalyptic, like super bad thing. Or we can take our power that we have as a society to give ourselves a break. And that's what I'm talking about, the resurrection plan. We need a break. We need a break. Stay home, not worry about the so-called things in life that are just normal, that people just think is so normal. Everyone has a job. My grandma worked. I saw this reporter talking about how her mom worked up until a really older age, and that's why she justified people should work and they shouldn't have a problem with it and da 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 da. But no, where's the leisure in life? Why do we have to claw our way to freedom? And if it's a problem and these people, well, I need some money because I made this and I run this store, this is my store, and I need billions of dollars and da 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 da. Like I said, y'all pretty much showing us what the Antichrist really is and why money is the root of all evil. Mental health at this moment is the most crucial thing to our existence and to our future. And of course, I know that it's a global thing. It has to be a global thing. It's global. But also, like I said, I understand how the small steps matter. To build the foundation, the small steps have to be in order for the world. Same way, personally, for every person on this planet, personally, the small steps of them having their foundation in check to build on solid ground, the mental state of every human being. Does every human being on the planet think the same way? Does every single human on the planet experience things the same way, cope with things the same way? No. No. I thought quarantine was amazing. A lot of people thought quarantine was horrible. It all depends on their state of mind, their state of being, and how they're perceiving things, their consciousness. And that is why I'm saying the mental health, the consciousness of our human race is what is important right now. Not getting Johnny $2 billion because whoop-de-doo, he fed the country through his store, which I guess, yes, of course it's an important thing, because if we don't eat, what will we do? The book of Revelations, famine, starvation. These people, a lot of people in higher powers are showing their morality with how they're going about trading, because that is what we're doing. We're trading. Someone created the dollar bill. Same way, it's different in every other country. This is one planet at the moment. Now is the time to look at what's important, to open your eyes, all three of them, to what's going on in the world and outside of the world, mentally, spiritually, physically, everything. (2022) mental health. I'm proposing that be our focus as a universe, as a world, as a people, as a country, as the block, as a person. Personally, make your mental health the most important thing. But I understand that we can't do it on a personal level if we're not given the space, time, and opportunity to do so, aka the leisure to do so. That's why I said the quarantine that started, for me anyway, in May of 2020 at the end. Well, actually, it wasn't the end. I think it started spring break, because I remember we were going to go on spring break and we thought we were going to go back, and that was going to be, the end of a break. But then things happened. But all I know is for me, my journey, my spiritual awakening, my soul evolution, which, like I said, it started off bad. It started off like very horrible, all of these bad memories, all of these things that I've always tried to suppress and like tell myself it was okay, even though it was eating away at me from the inside out all my life. And it wasn't necessarily like a specific traumatic experience altogether, but it's the energy of the world. It's the space. It's the way that no one has ever took the time out to mentally get themselves right, mentally live a present moment life. Because in the present moment of life, what is there to do? What is there to worry about? Bills should not be. The way I know that people, depending on where their state of mind is and how they can perceive things, because people perceive things and take things however their brain is programmed to take it. So how I'm saying it and how you're hearing it is probably two different things. But I know what I'm saying and how I'm trying to say it is what I mean. There's a lot of things going on with the world. There's a lot of things going on, I guess, in the galaxy. Who knows? I'm not an astronaut. I haven't been to space. I don't know. But there's a lot of things going on. I feel very blessed and grateful that during the quarantine, my journey started and I was able to dig up and do shadow work of all of the things about myself and about my existence so far that needed to be healed and needed to be let go of and all that kind of stuff. And I am very glad to say now in my life, I can cope with things better than I have ever been in my life. I can clearly say, like, and wholeheartedly say, like, depression, for me, I had it and I got rid of it. And I don't ever think I will ever have it again because I know the process of what was happening. It's all mental health. It's all our mental health. And not just, oh, there's something wrong. No, it's hormonal imbalances. They can be balanced naturally without any pills. Pills make it worse. Pills make you dead. Pills disconnect you. It's a money business. It's a money business. Every single thing in the world that is a money business and the morals are not immortal, shall I say, that is the problem. That's the problem. Death is not death. Death is always a rebirth, a resurrection. When we die, our souls that is inhabiting these bodies will not be just gone. They get recycled. Energy, not destroyed, neither created. All existing, recycled. Life is way deeper and way bigger than what people are programmed to think. Rather, they program themselves or they're lacking of programming, I guess, because they never had this information. That is the problem. The information is not there. The information was never taught. In school, was it a big thing to learn about how your mental health actually is the foundation for your life? No, not necessarily. No, it wasn't. It wasn't taught. I'm going to keep this video short. And I'm just telling you, this is my proposal. This is my plan. This is my analogy of how I think the world can become a better place. Is analogy the word I should use? I don't know. It sounds good. But yeah, so similar to quarantine, and I don't know how it was for other people. So that's why I'm saying you're going to get it and take it however you're going to get it and take it. But what I mean is like not having the obligation to go outside and go make some money because that is hindering you with your mental health. Lots of people go to work so that and do things and keep themselves busy so that they don't have to deal with their mental health, so that their thoughts don't take over their mind. My own mother, who's been a single parent as long as I've been alive, and I'm 19, I have 5 younger siblings. She works a lot. And, I see inside, I see it in her. Like, I'm like, Mom, take a break. You don't have to go to, like, you literally work a lot. You've worked all your life. Like, take a break. It's okay. Mental health is the most important thing, especially when I was going through what I went through. I was trying to tell everybody. They thought I was crazy when I was trying to tell them. They thought I was crazy and they thought I was weird when I was going through what I was going through. But I'm telling you, like, it was the best thing that ever could have happened to me. But she specifically told me, and I know my mom's story, not from her perspective, of course, that is her perspective in her life. And I'm pretty sure same way I probably never could. The details and everything, like how everything happened, like you can't even explain it. It happened and you have to deal with it, and you probably haven't dealt with it. But she specifically told me that if she's off of work for too long, she thinks too much and she doesn't like it. A lot of trauma that she hasn't dealt with, a lot of trauma that comes up. Like, people put their trauma off and don't think about it for years and years and years and try to forget about it. But the truth is, forgetting about things is never obtainable, because you're never going to forget. You might forget in the time being, but we are souls in this journey, in this life that we have right now, everything we've experienced and everything we're going to experience before we die and get recycled, it's significant to our beings. It's significant to our soul journey. We have a purpose. I don't know how to explain it all the way, but if you want to understand it, I suggest looking into numerology and astrology and all that kind of stuff, because that's what I did and that's how I could process it, and that's how I process it, and it works, and I feel I understand it for that. But that's personally for me. So how you're going to understand it, you have to find your vice, I guess, and understand it how you're going to understand it. But yes, my mom, she told me, like, it's hard for her when these things come up. So she keeps herself busy. She stays at work. She's occupied. She worked during COVID because she's an essential worker. She's an essential worker. But I've seen it. I've seen it in myself. I've experienced it in myself. Seen it through my family, my whole life. Seen it through other people around me. I've always been a very, like, intuitive person, like, ever since I was a kid. And that's why I like to stay to myself. I didn't like being around too many people. I didn't like people touching me. I didn't like too much of anything happening over and over again, because it was not okay. It wasn't safe for me and my being. It wasn't, because I was way too sensitive to the energies of other people. And at first, that was like how my mom keeps herself busy, and her coping mechanism is being at work and working and do what she do. She takes care of other people, older people with disabilities. For me, it was focusing on the problems and of the lives of other people and the situations, and dissecting what was going on around me. Little did I know, I needed to, what is that called? Introspect. I needed to bring it back and do it to myself, basically. And that was my quarantine and my awakening and my switch around in life. That was what that was. I did what I used to do all the time for other people and towards the world. I did it for myself and did it to myself so that I could understand who I was. And it was like I internalized my existence in a way, which gave me the power and the upper hand for my existence. Because at first I was just doing whatever. Mindlessly, just doing whatever. Like a robot, like a programmed AI. So yeah, 2022, mental health resurrection plan. We need how I want to put it, which I feel like other people are going to take it the wrong way, which, those are for simple-minded people to take it the wrong way. But we need a shutdown. And I know it's going to happen. I feel it's going to happen. And it's either going to happen of one of two ways. Forcefully, how COVID happened. God works in mysterious ways. The universe works in mysterious ways, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same thing, the same energy. You just call it whatever you want to call it, because that is how you're going to perceive it. Same way words, you're going to perceive it how you want to perceive it. So we can either do it, like I'm saying, a plan. It's planned. We're doing it. Get it under control. Get the power and do it. Boom. Or we let it happen and don't do it ourselves and don't have the power and the upper hand, how we have the power and upper hand for everything that happens in our lives, by taking action, by paying attention, by making decisions. It's going to happen on its own. And who knows what kind of karma, what kind of things is going to happen and how it's going to happen if we don't take it upon ourselves to, okay, let's chill out. Let's be level. Y'all go get yourselves together. Even though I feel like people need to be guided on how to get themselves together. And I feel like that's why the first quarantine didn't work out the way that it was supposed to, because they do need guidance. Everyone needs guidance. So I feel like the people who went through it the first time, like me, we should be able to guide the other people, because it is meant to happen. It's meant to happen. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the start. We're in the 20s decade. Think of the 1920s. Think of the 1820s. The 20s. We're experiencing our own form of a cycle. But that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Read the description that I wrote for this video. If you didn't already, I kind of wrote it the way you would read it before you would watch the video. But if you didn't read it, please watch it. I mean, not watch it, read it, because you're watching this. Duh. Yeah. I don't know who this is going to reach. I don't know how YouTube algorithm works. I know how TikTok algorithm. I actually don't know how it works. Algorithm. But yeah, not TikTok. Yeah, if TikTok can do it and send my videos to the right people, I hope YouTube can do it too and send my videos to the right people. I noticed there's a specific type of video that I put on here that gets more views than other videos. And it's kind of like, I'm grateful, but at the same time, it's kind of aggravating, because it's like the ones that are about the real things, the real messages and everything, they are the ones that don't get put out like that. But the things that are silly and like just appealing to the mind, the normal, unawakened mind, like those are the ones that get more views. And I'm grateful for that, like I said. But I wish and I hope that people see the real things. People see what really matters. The same way Obama is trying to make people see what really matters. He's trying to tell people, he's campaigning. Republican just won on November 2nd for some elections and stuff, What happened to all the people who just helped Biden win presidency? Yeah. It matters. Stay in tune. Stay in tune with what's going on, especially if you are part of the people who are getting controlled by the government, which if you get food stamps, if you get subsidized living, if you get low income living, if you get any type of government assistance, you should be all ears to what's going on in the government. You should have every election date planned in your calendar to go vote. You should know everything that's going on, because you are part of who the government is going to be controlling, what's going on anyway. And I'm not saying that in a completely bad way, but if you don't like certain things, yet you never put your voice and your input, which is your vote, into things, when it starts being things that you don't like, don't complain, because you didn't even put your vote in. You didn't let your voice be heard. when it was time for it to be, when it was time for you to put your voice into it and be heard. And like I said, I'm 19. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not up to date as much as probably I could be, but I definitely, since this morning, seeing Obama and his campaigning and what he was saying, I'm definitely keeping track, and I'm definitely not finna stop keeping track. I'm officially part of, and plus I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer because I want to be a judge and all this kind of stuff. So like, yeah, politics, the law, all that kind of stuff, I should definitely be in tune. And if it applies to you or in any type of way, which if you're living right now, it applies to you. You should be knowledgeable in that category. Yeah. Share this video, like this video. I hear if you like a video on YouTube, that's what helps it circulate. So if you watch this, if you watch it, please just like it. What is it going to do for you if you like it? What is it going to hurt if you like it? Like nothing. Please just like it. We really need to step our game up, like literally, as a society, with the ones with common goals. Because obviously we all know some of the people that's in charge or whoever, they're not the right ones. Or if they're the right people, they don't have the right information because people's voices aren't being heard. And even like what Obama said, sharing a hashtag and doing things online isn't the same as doing it in real life, because that's just not how it works. So the internet is very good with connecting people, but we have to connect outside of the internet, because the internet is the internet. It's not the real world. So in the real world, like if you was to walk past me in the real world, if I was to start a revolution per se in the real world and not online, because me saying it online is just, information. Me doing it is a different. Real life is action. Online is speaking and planning and all that kind of stuff. Yes, real life is action. But like I said, we have to socialize. We have to, what's it called? Social network. And that's what the internet is very good for, social networking. So like I said, if you're watching this video, please like the video. Please share the video. If you liked anything that I said, if you agree with anything that I said, or if this gave you an idea of some more things, comment it, share it, because while this video is online, I am in real life. This problem is in real life. The solution is going to be real life. The actions and the decisions and everything, along with everything that I just said in this video, is real life. So in real life, we have to do something. It's going to be done on its own. And if we don't like how it gets done defaultly, that's our own fault. Because if you're watching this video, same way I'm saying what I'm saying and I'm making this video, the information has been here. The information has been here. So what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? But yeah, I'm gonna end it. I'm in this video. I'm not done talking about it because it's something that's endlessly affecting us. So for this video, I'm done. For the lifetime of talking about this, I'm not done. I guess you could call me an advocate, an activist. Yeah, I'm all for mental health, human rights, children's rights. I'm really against grooming, pedophiles, molesters, rapists. I'm really against all of that. I'm against a lot of things. I realize that more and more every day. I'm against a lot of things that happen and people make it seem normal. There's plenty of times a day where I feel like, oh my God, where is the FBI people? Where's the CIA people? Where are the Secret Service people? Like, all of this stuff that's going on in the world, where are these people at? If they're who they are, if they are who they are, all of this time, have we had a false, description of who they're supposed to be and what their missions are and what they're supposed to be doing in the world, because there's like too many things, reoccurring things actually, that happens in the world that is just like, where are they really? What do they do really? We entered a new era. A lot of things need to change. Wake up to it so we can change it. The faster we do it, the faster it's not going to just plop onto us and destroy a whole bunch of things. Bye.